1999 Britney rozpoczęła niewiarygodną karierę kawałkiem Baby One More Time. W tym czasie nadeszła widocznie moda na młode, atrakcyjne, śpiewające panienki. Jednak tylko Christinie Aguilerze udało się osiągnąć status wielkiej gwiazdy. Szybko więc rozeszły się pogłoski o rzekomej wrogości między Britney i Christiną. Ludzie wiele plotkują, nie ma między nami rywalizacji, ona jest dużą dziewczynką. Wręcz przeciwnie, jej muzyka nawet bardzo podoba się Britney. Nie wiem, dlaczego ludzie wymyślają sobie takie głupstwa. Utrzymuję z Christiną kontakt. Dość często rozmawiamy z sobą przez telefon. Obydwie mieszkamy w Los Angeles, więc widujemy się od czasu do czasu. Wtedy śmiejemy się aż do bólu z takich plotek. Oczywiście istnieją ludzie, których omijam z daleka, bo mają w sobie nieciekawą, ciemną stronę. Christina nie należy do takich ludzi, jest wspaniałą dziewczyną. Ludzie plotkują zbyt dużo. Christina jest wspaniałą artystką, nawet jeśli potrafi być czasem niemiła, ale jest cudowną piosenkarką. Możesz mi uwierzyć albo nie, uwielbiam płyty Christiny. Poza tym słucham chętnie Kennisa albo Roberta Dixa. To płyty, które mnie inspirują, chociaż to nie oznacza, że je kopiuję. Zawsze jestem ciekawa wychodzących płyt, czy to krążka Shakiry, czy Avril Lavigne. Nie kopiuję kawałków, chociaż inspirują mnie, a emocje opisuję w moich piosenkach.
Oh my God, and Avril Lavigne, you see their music and you're like, oh, that's cool, you know? And it's not like you copy their music, but you gather things and feelings and emotions from their music and you put them into yours. Young girl, just hold tight. Soon you're gonna see your bright again.
Do you like your voice?
Do I like my voice? I'll be completely honest. I think my voice is okay. I like the feeling that I get when I sing. It's not so much my voice. It's a state that I go in when I sing that I really like. But I would love to have a voice like Christina.
Words can't bring me down.
Okay, give me a line on Britney. What do you remember of her most as?
Brit. We would all play ping pong in the back, and I don't know. We had a lot of fun together. A lot of fun. Me and Brit, best friends. I miss her. Here's Britney Spears with Crazy.
The first thing that I ever thought about Christina was I felt sorry for her because you couldn't read an article about her without seeing Britney Spears.
I'm an 18-year-old girl. You know, I mean, of course I'm going to have similarities to other young people out there.
Okay, in the States, you know, this question has really died down a lot, but for all of you out there in Brazil, you haven't been here yet, of course it's my first time, there's no rivalry between me and Britney Spears. We're good, we're friends. No, she's a cool girl, you know, anytime we see each other at awards, or we're either presenting or performing, we always run into each other. You know, our schedules are busy, we don't get to hang out, whatever, you know. We used to be really good friends in the Mickey Mouse Club, but there's no competition at all. You know, if I'm in competition with anybody, it's with myself and improving my own artistry, but, you know, it's just crazy. You know, who knows, maybe you'll see her do that in the future, but there's no denying anything. You know, the possibilities are endless and they're open, but she's a cool girl, no fighting, but we are two very different artists, and it's just going to take a little bit before everybody, you know, really sees that for sure.
Well, I don't think I have time to hang out at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Considering our schedules. But we see each other whenever we do award shows together, either presenting or performing. Our paths always are crossing somewhere. Yeah, totally. And it's always cool to see Britney.
Yeah.
But we're two completely different artists. That's the thing. And I think, you know, time will only prove that. You know what I mean? And even more so, more often, I think the comparisons are stopping.
I think it's the blonde hair, 'cause I'm always getting compared to Britney Spears as well.
Britney Spears. I've never really been approached, and our record labels never even approached each other. This is just, I think, a rumor that really just started amongst fans and got escalated and escalated. But I'd be up for it completely if Britney wants to do a duet or sing together or collaborate. I'm up for it totally.
Because there's been lots of talk that, oh, you're rivals and blah, blah. But you were actually really good friends at the Mickey Mouse Club, weren't you?
Well, we were.
I heard your mum saying that, yeah, they were inseparable, that you were really good friends.
We were really close on the Mickey Mouse Club. I mean, we were the two youngest of the crew, of the cast, so of course we had a lot in common and we really bonded. But of course, we went back to our hometowns whenever the show got canceled, and we see each other now occasionally whenever we do award shows and whatnot.
So, I mean, there's no jealousy going on,
There's no need for jealousy, you know. We're musicians and we're out there making music, doing what we love to do, and there should be no rivalry about that. Do you know what I mean? I think everybody really
just a story made up by the press.
Really ridiculous. Well, silly, yeah. But I have a lot of respect for her talent, and we're just two completely different things, and regardless of similarities and maybe age or background or whatnot, time will really tell that you know our paths are just going to go like that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
The weirdest thing is just how, you know, there's been a lot of press within the last year comparing all of us and putting, like, rivalry between me and other artists, and it's just so untrue and so ridiculous, and it's really sad that people have to find stories like that and try to create gossip, and it's just sad. So that's something that I think is the biggest misconception, is that, you know, there's such competition or rivalry between artists out there, and we're all different things, and it's just a matter of time before everyone totally sees it. And listen to the record, you know, you'll hear that, you see the difference in the live. I mean, it's all different. So
there's always that comparison thing, which is really old by now. I'm just bored with the topic now. It's just something that comes with the territory, and she's doing her thing, I'm doing mine, and it's two very different commercials.
That's what people talk about, you versus Britney and Madonna. Tell me about that.
I mean, there'll always be competition, and everybody works so hard in this business that, you know, I think everybody deserves an award.
I remember Britney and Christina, they were always inseparable. You know, wherever you wanted to find one, look for the other one.
But that happiness was short-lived. After just over a season, the show was canceled.
There's a picture floating around. It was me and Britney were crying like so hard on one of the other Mouseketeers' shoulders.
But Christina and her surrogate sister would grow apart. Britney would move on with her own career along with Justin, leaving Christina behind. Her career had stalled. Now what?
It's like you took like this break, but did you really take, like, was you really chilling, or was it just
For
like
my record,
a break?
I wanted to disappear purposely for a minute, just to live life as a 21-year-old. Go out, have fun, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I had to do that for a minute.
I just wonder that because they're like, oh, she just took this break. Like,
no.
What does it mean that somebody took a break?
Came back,
hard. Yeah, like, and now.
Well, I think it's great that Britney's taking a break.
Yeah.
I say, hell yeah.
Oh,
take that break. Go ahead. Shoot. You were working your ass off.
No,
and
that's
take a break.
really crazy.
It's like,
I didn't know if you were saying that sarcastically or if you like meant that seriously.
Oh, no. I'm like totally seriously. When you work hard,
yeah, you need a break.
You know?
Yeah.
And going through a breakup and all that is not easy, you know?
Rumors spread of a bitter rivalry between Christina and Britney Spears. Christina's friend, Steve Solito.
They were both blonde. They had both been on the Mouseketeers. So all these, you know, immediate comparisons are there, right there. And the press loves that.
It's a business. They want their magazine sold, and people don't want to read about, you know, somebody they perceived having a perfect life. They want to read the dirt. They want to read the garbage. They want to hear about, you know, rivalries.
Wardrobe stylist and friend, Trish Somerville.
I think, again, it was that whole high school mentality of pitting the good girl against the bad girl.
Brittany is bubbly and happy, and I think it's the product of her happy childhood and having tons of friends.
And Christina's much more shy, and I think a lot of times maybe that comes across as being aloof.
And me and Brittany have laughed many times about it together, like, so stupid, you know? It's just dumb.
Britney Spears, they were all like, I can't believe they're paying us to do what we want to do in our spare time anyway. Christina was not only doing what she loved to do, but for the first time, she was around kids who understood her.
Hi, everybody. Aguilera signed a 5-year contract, and the family moved to Orlando.
We had to rearrange a lot of stuff and just drop everything for 6 to 8 months out of the year. And that was hard. We didn't have the money to fly home except for when the season was over and they gave you the ticket home. So we ended up like watching Justin Timberlake's Cats while they went home for Thanksgiving.
Working full-time and keeping up with school kept the young Mouseketeer busy, but she thrived in the hectic atmosphere.
Christina absolutely loved being on the Mickey Mouse Club. It was like playtime for her every day. It's kind of cool to have a kid who has a passion for something on that level, you know, and then to see them come into their own with some other kids. It's really nice.
Here she had gone from being bullied in school, feeling like a loner, nobody understood her, to being around all of these like-minded people.
Say hi to the camera, Christina.
Hi, camera.
Then, in the fall of 1994, Disney executives announced that the series would end after Christina's second season on the show.
I will never forget everybody hugging each other, those kids. Holy cow. You know, I remember Christina and Britney just sobbing and holding, because they were inseparable. That was a really, really sad day.
I think Christina, like most of us, we were extremely disappointed. When it was canceled, I think we were all a little devastated. It was sad.
The hardest part was knowing that you had finally found somewhere that you fit, and then being told that it's over now, we're not going to be doing that anymore.
Christina booked studio time and got to work. She also got word that fellow Mouseketeer, Britney Spears, just signed her own deal with Jive Records.
There wasn't jealousy, but it was more like, hey, I'm really going to do this now. I don't care, you know, what toll it takes. She sang that week until her throat was bleeding, basically.
We recorded 5 songs in 5 days, and that's a lot. She was singing leads, backgrounds, I mean, singing her heart out. Very professional, got the job done amazingly well.
Britney, Christina, and I shared a dressing room together. Britney and Christina were very close right off the bat. They were pretty much about the same age, and I was kind of like the big sister.
The experience we both had on the television show at such a young age, I think it just, you know, there was nothing that was bad about it. I mean, we all were there, and we all loved what we were doing.
It was great just to be in with a bunch of kids that just loved doing what I did, and there was no like animosity towards each other. It's like we were all in there together. We were like a team in a way.
But the good times didn't last. In 1994, after 7 seasons, the Mickey Mouse Club was canceled. Suddenly, Christina was out of a job.
I think we were all a little devastated. It was sad, you know.
Good heavens. I mean, Christina and Britney would just cling and cry.
This was the beginning of everything for her. When they told us it was over, it was kind of like, well, what am I going to do now? Do I have to go back home? Do I have to go back to all of that?
In November 1994, Christina returned to Wexford, Pennsylvania as a full-time student at Marshall Middle School.
Christina, we read that you said that you think Justin should get back with Britney in your Rolling Stone interview you guys just did. Did you say that, and if so, why?
In the interview, they asked who out there could you see Justin most likely to be with. And, you know, I just see a lot of girls around him, and he knows this, that are just so out to be with him for him and the whole thing. And it's just like, cut it, give me a break. Well, I used your word. And, you know, it's just like, whatever. And I just know that Britney has known him since she was a little girl, and before he was like Justin the star, and he was just Justin. But I don't want to make somebody uncomfortable, so we'll just drop that subject.
It's a little too late for that, don't you think?
Oh, sorry, God.
I did write her a letter. I just want everybody to know regarding the Blender article. I said I didn't stand behind the article and whatnot, but I've yet to hear back from Miss Britt. So, Britney, if you hear this, you know, I'd like an answer. I'd like a response. You know, we do have a history.
I wished.
you know, it was like the same old. You know, it was very bowling pin formation, dancers behind. You know, it was nothing that you haven't seen yet. I was like, oh, you know, that's dope. You know, Britney, Madonna. You know, I was actually hoping for something a little more exciting. You know, but you know, it was what it was. It was a Paul Hunter video, and that's that.
Well, regardless of whether their nuptials are real or fake, the good wishes keep rolling in, even from Britney's Mouseketeer teammate, Christina Aguilera.
I don't know her boyfriend. I don't know her anymore, so no comment. I wish them the best.
And I asked her if she'd learned anything from watching fellow teen queen Britney Spears become a mom. You kind of like look at that and see what she's going through.
I think we're all set on our own individual paths, and I think where she's at is a very beautiful one right now.
You're talking about your young days, and people still will talk about your Musketeer days and see how everyone has gone on and been very successful. And I can't believe both you and Britney married, and we understand that you all exchanged wedding gifts.
Beautiful, yeah, absolutely. We keep a relationship, and you know, just hearing each other. I mean, God, what an amazing thing. We've grown up together in this business, basically. So we're all doing amazing things, and you know, becoming mommies, and you know, husbands and wives. It's, you know, crazy. So it's a beautiful time in all of our lives.
Now, what do you all get each other? I always have the toughest time with wedding gifts.
I know. You know, I think she got me a really beautiful crystal vase and a little, I think, crystal like bucket that you can put, you know, drink and champagne and whatnot. Celebratory time. And then she had her baby. I sent over, you know, a huge baby basket full. I didn't know whether it was a boy or a girl yet, so I sent over, you know, just something really sweet, something cute.
You know, when you bring up babies, people are like,
What was Britney? Yeah. We did the Madonna thing at one point. That was a lot of fun, and you know, she's always a lot of fun, and you know, she's a pro at these.
Joining a crew that included some pretty promising young talent, like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
When I did the Mickey Mouse Club, I really felt comforted by the people that I was around. You know, oh my God, finally kids that enjoy doing the same exact thing I like to do.
There's been a few stayers amongst you. I mean, you, Britney, and Justin, you came from the Mickey Mouse Club. Do you ever run into them anymore? I mean, I don't know if you and Britney
I don't see them very often. I see Justin occasionally, but you know, we don't really, we're not that close to be calling each other all the time and things like that. But, you know, when I do see him,
why weren't you and Britney closer? Like, when you both were huge, you and Britney were both huge at the same time, so young.
We were best friends on the Mickey Mouse Club. We had a history together, so it was really cool, actually, that we were, and so ironic that we were released at the same time.
Yeah, I know. What did you think when she went through that weird phase?
Did you feel like you should ring her?
I did, actually. I wrote her a letter, and we sort of went back and forth, but, you know, no judgment ever on anyone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And you know, everyone goes through different things at different stages. Have you ever thought,
everybody
oh my
has
God,
their own stuff going on, yeah.
This is the Mickey Mouse Club, and so there you are up in the middle, and then is that Britney Spears there, and that's Justin Timberlake there, and then Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling.
What? Yes. A thrilling new Ryan Gosling. Who else is here? Whatever happened to these people here?
Well, did you now when you guys would sit around at lunch and you were having your food and stuff, did you look at each other and say, this person's gonna be a star? Did you know that Justin Timberlake was gonna be like as big as he is, or Ryan Gosling was gonna be this amazing?
You knew that you were amongst really talented people, and for me that whole experience was great because growing up where I did, you know, music and arts and everything wasn't really, you know, it was a steel mill town, you know, and it was all about sports, and you know, I grew up singing the anthems around my hometown, and you know, whenever I met these kids, I was just like, these are my people. Like, I bonded immediately because I'm like kids that love doing what I love to do, you know, and it was really nice for me to have that experience.
But just as 13-year-old Christina was hitting her stride, Disney canceled the show.
I remember we all got letters that told us it was over. We were only on for 2 seasons, but it felt like longer than that, considering how close we all got.
Oh my gosh, that was heartbreaking. I'm like, wait a minute, I just found a whole group of kids that were like me. You know, and I have a picture of Christina and Britney hugging each other and crying, and it was sad. Everybody was so just in tears.
With newfound fame came a tabloid feeding frenzy. First, the gossip rags pitted Christina against Britney.
And then all of a sudden, Britney and Christina hate each other. It's like, whoa, where did this come from, you know?
I get you have to sell a paper and make things juicy and more worth the gossip, but there really wasn't.
Let's get Britney Spears out here on the stage, and let's do a real Mickey Mouse Club reunion. And get Justin, too.
Not a bad idea. I'm with it.
We'll bring Justin out, and we'll all have some good laughs and some fun. No.
About Britney obviously joining the X Factor. You practically grew up together.
I know.
How do you think she'll do?
Britney's so talented. I mean, God, you know, like all the touring and everything. You know, a lot of these people, they come on the show, they just want to know, you know, how do I get out there? How do I own it? How do I get the stage presence? How do I control my nerves? You know, how do I connect with the audience? And, you know, I mean, she's a pro. She's been at it for a number of years now. We did grow up together, basically. So, you know, it's actually cool that, you know, these strong women are joining the club.